It is raining. It is chilly. I have a little lap blanket on, but I really want to talk about journals today. I've been seeing a lot of journal ecosystems on YouTube at the moment. I think the book talk people are doing it a lot. I don't know if it's the book talk, if book talk is the one starting that trend or if it's just the ones that I'm seeing. But as someone who is in the journaling niche, I kind of wanted to throw mine out there into the YouTube world and see what happens. If you are new to this channel, if you are new to journaling and you've happened to stumble upon these videos because of these really big accounts doing them, hi, welcome. I'm Maddie. I usually do junk journal-y, journal with me. It's very calm, very quiet, very chill. But sometimes I get on here and I ramble about all my different notebooks and stamps and stickers and all that sort of stuff. I am a stationery journaling nerd. Let's get into my journaling ecosystem. First thing we're going to talk about is my media journal or my media log. This is something that is relatively new to my stack. Definitely one of the newer ones. This is a concept that I stole from Chris over at Nim. She introduced me to the concept and I have been obsessed with it since then. I started my first one last year, halfway through last year, and I continued it on this year. So this is my media journal. It is how I track what I watch, read, and listen to. This is a Hobonichi Weeks. I have a very beautiful iron-on patch from the artist Ashley Bechez. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's probably not. I'm so sorry, Ashley, but she is a creator and an artist here in Australia, and she's incredible. I highly recommend checking out her work. As much as I can, I will link everything I talk about below. Forgive me if I don't find everything, but I will do my absolute best. As we open her up, I have my book rating system, which is just my general rating system. I'm not like a true reviewer. I don't really talk at length about a lot of things when I do review things. It is usually just my general reactions to the book, movie, TV show, podcast, album that I've heard. This book rating system is mainly for books to keep me accountable. I love physical media. I love holding things in my hands. I am a tactile person. So this is just so I don't go out and spend all my money on books. I have a small house and a small budget. So if it's less than a 4, it ain't coming home. It's not going on my shelf. I'm also a very, very big rereader. So if I don't love it, I'm not going to read it again. But if I do love it, there is a solid chance that I will read it again, or I will want it to recommend to people. You can't be in my house and say, oh, I don't know what to read. I will throw a book at you and be like, oi, read this. It'll blow your mind. Or, it won't. I don't care. I just need you to read it so I can talk to you about it, and then we can move on with our friendship. But this is mainly for me to keep myself accountable. So I'm not out buying. I love secondhand books. So this is so I just don't pick up all the pretties and waste my money on things that I won't read or haven't read or will never reread, basically. That's what that's there for. Here I have some stickers. This is some of my all-time favorite stickers. These are the Starburst stickers from Plan by Jyla. They're just great embellishments for random parts. They're so subtle, yet they have a really nice, distinct look. I just really like them. They're really nice. I love them. These are some of my old sticker sheets. I've reworked these because these are way too big. I don't like the size of them. But, trying to use them up, as one does. And these are the star rating stickers that I use. I use a Sarasa 05 in this particular notebook, and I haven't found any problems with smudging or anything on this sticker sheet. As you can see, you let it dry for a little bit and it's completely fine. So I haven't had any problems when filling out my star ratings. And then these little guys are templates. I like to print out the book cover or the movie poster or some fan art or whatever have you, and I like to have it a little bit more uniform. So I have a template here because I also don't like printing them out as they go. I like to have a full A4 sheet before I print it out and stick it in the book. Little Snoopy. I don't use, where's a good month? Here, that'll work. I don't use my monthlies. I might backlog it at the end of the year or when I can be bothered. I know I really like what Plan by Jyla does for her monthly media log. She just draws a line for how long it takes her to read a book or watch a movie or whatever. So she draws lines and it looks weirdly very satisfying. So I might copy it eventually. I do have dot stickers for the back of my notes for different kinds of media. So maybe I'll go and find some Tombos or something to match those colors to draw eventually. But right now it's not a priority. I don't really care about the monthly. I love the weekly part. Let's talk about the actual media log. I love this thing. It has been a joy. At first, it's gonna look a little bit clunky because I tried to experiment a little bit this year. Last year it was very much this. This is all I ever did last year. And I thought, oh, maybe I should try something a little bit more natural, I guess, to my own journaling style, to the rest of how I journal. But no, I really like it. I really like how this is set up normally. So I quickly abandoned the more junk journal style and went back to my happy roots of just some tip-ins, gentle decorations, and some fan art / book covers. So that is that. How I track. This is how I use these pages. So the very first thing I usually do if I am listening to music on that day is track the song that I'm listening to. The very first song I press play on. Usually that is my hyperfixation song. So I like to track it just to see what song I was obsessed with at that time. Earlier this year, I didn't really have a go-to song all that often. So I was just shuffling random playlists to sort of find a new music niche to fall into. I started saying shuffle, but it just wasn't really working. And then I discovered Rachel Chinaveri, and that's been my obsession for the past couple of months now. So I'm okay with that. So that's how I track music in this. I will review in the back here. I will review albums as a whole as they come out or as I discover them. I actually have a little bit of a backlog of album reviews that I would like to do. Music is probably the one thing that I'm crazy obsessed with. So I do tend to be a little bit more intense with my music reviews, but everything else, I'm very basic with my feelings and thoughts. How I do TV shows. There's a better example of a TV show. I watched West Wing night here. Okay, cool. Let's just do... Well, yeah, TV shows, I will write the season. So we started watching Wheel of Time. Season 3, I watched episode 1, episode 2. Sometimes I will write... for example, I will write episode 5 - episode 8. So it's like a episode 5 to 8. Sometimes I do that, depending on my mood, depending on if I'm bored. It's still tracking it. I don't really care if it's not written out completely. I do prefer the look of this. It makes the pages feel more full. As you can see this week, I barely watched TV. Just wasn't happening. I think this is the week my mother came to visit. So just wasn't really happening. But yeah, that's how I like to do the seasons. With books, if it is a physical book, let's go to, I know I've read one physical book at least this year. Where are you? With physical books, I will write the page number I get up to. And when it comes to more of the Kindle kind of reading, I will put a percentage. Where is it? I will put a percentage instead. Movies, I just write the movie name. I don't think I really need to do anything else for that. Where's the movie? I watched this movie. I don't like the layout of this page. It's too much, too busy. Relax. But yeah, that's how I track my movies and stuff like that. Podcasts are very much the same as TV shows and books. I write down the season or the episode. That's it. I try to listen to an entire podcast in one go. If I stop halfway through, I don't bother timestamping it because Spotify does that for me. And I don't listen to podcasts enough to care about that kind of tracking. If I listen to half like episode, like for example, I'm listening to NADPod. That is a podcast. It's a D&D podcast. If I had finished episode 50, like stopped listening to episode 15 halfway through, I would just write episode 15 again here and then episode 16 and I would just continue. I'm not super fussy with podcasts because I've listened to maybe 3 episodes of a podcast this year. Like that's it. I do not listen to podcasts a lot. My brain just doesn't like them as much. So I don't listen to audiobooks at the same time. I just do not pay attention. I find it really, really difficult paying attention to that sort of stuff when I haven't got something visually in front of me. I'm getting better at podcasts. I've noticed that if I'm like doing busy work, like fussy cutting stickers, like pet tape into a sticker book, really sort of mindless work, I can sort of do it. But I even can't do it. I can't listen to podcasts or audiobooks when I'm like cleaning, for example. It just does not work for me. So I'm trying though, because I know there's a lot of good podcasts out there and I need to listen to them. But, you know, we'll get there eventually. On the other side, on this weekly side, as you can see, I've got a little bit of catching up to do. I write either the review or just a quote or a reaction. I'm really big into Dimension 20, which is a dropout show for Dungeons and Dragons roleplay or very similar tabletop role-playing games, and I will literally just quote it. I will quote it. I laugh so hard at those sort of shows. They are so incredible. So I will just write out the quotes. But most of the time I will write out a quote. I will write out a quote and a review specifically for the books. I just find that works for me, and I think it feels nice to me, as weird as that sounds, but that's just how I like to do it. Decoration wise, I'm also very simple. Like I said before, tried doing my junk journaling thing. I just didn't like the look of it. I don't know if it's just the way the Hobonichi paper feels. It just doesn't, I don't know what it is. I just don't like it. So I've gone back to just simple tip-ins, very simple little decorations here and there. This is my favorite page so far. Actually, yeah, it's between that or the Piranesi page. I really like that. Piranesi. I love these 2 pages. They're just so nice. So nice and airy. But that is really it. That's how I use my media log, and my media journal, I should say. At the back, like I mentioned before, on weeks such as this, I've read 2 books already this week, or I finished this book. I read this book in 2 days, and I'm currently reading, I haven't put that in, but I'm currently reading another book, and I probably will finish it because it's already gripped me in the next couple of days. So I don't have space here to review it. So I will flick to the back to my notes and I will review it. That's basically it. I like having reviews, or I like having my reactions to books specifically. I don't really care too much if I miss out a review of reviewing like a season of TV. I don't have a lot of emotional stakes and things like that, but I do have a lot of emotional stakes in books and movies usually, because they're a little bit more short form, and music as well, because like, I'm a bit of a music nerd. So I like having that there. For some reason I made a dot color key. I have the stickers in the back here. There's really no reason for it, because I know the difference between a book and a movie, but for some reason I really wanted to do the dots. I think it looks kind of nice. And again, I might try and color match them for the monthlies, but we'll see. Probably not, because I'm lazy. And I just like, the weekly part is my favorite part. It's just so nice. I really like it. But yeah, that is my media log. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. But it's been weirdly something I've been really, really fond of. I really like being in this and flicking through it. Flicking through the last 6 months of last year was really fun and interesting to see, oh yeah, I was listening to that. Oh my gosh, that's when I watched that. I don't know why. It's just really fun to flick through that and look at it again. Voice is going all weird. Next in the quote-unquote ecosystem is my 5-year journal. This is something that is very, very, very new. This is only a couple of months old. I started it on my 30th birthday, which was the 31st of March this year. And I stole the idea completely and totally from Camille from Lunero 7 and Kate from Sairai. They use astrology. And I really, really like that idea. Anyway, before I get too ahead of myself, this is a Hobonichi cover. I cut off the tabs because I don't like them. They are very annoying to me. And I use just an elastic closure to keep it closed and neat and tidy. In the pockets, I have just this card that came with another Hobonichi cover that I have, and this Joe Cool bookmark thing. This is actually me throwing a tantrum a little bit. There is a clock at Urban Outfitters that I really, really wanted. I don't think we have Urban Outfitters in Australia. I would have had to buy it online. Anyway, it was $120. It was a big clock, but it was a little bit too much for my wallet for a clock. As much as I love Snoopy, I am a big Snoopy nerd, but yes, it was too much. So I screenshotted the clock ad, traced the clock, and just made it into like a little bookmark. So I have it, but not really. But that was me kind of just throwing a tantrum because I really wanted it, but I could not justify it. So that's what that is. These pockets are empty. There's nothing going on in there. I don't really need the pockets for any reason. There's only writing in this, which is really, really cool. So you can get 5-year journals. You can get journals dedicated to 5-year planning or like 5-year memory keeping. But because I started on my birthday, which is March, I didn't really want to have that awkward 3-month period of it being blank. So I thought, why not just make my own, which I did. I ended up getting this astrology book. Like I said, I stole the idea from Camille and Kate. Kate's specifically absolutely gorgeous. She does little blocks with little decorations. It's so cute. But I wanted something that I knew I could keep up with, so I made it as simple as possible, which is why I stole Camille's sort of idea of just writing a line or two every day and not worrying about it too much. And I've been able to keep up the routine every single day, and I am very, very pleased with myself that I've been able to do that. And I think it is because I kept it very, very simple. I don't know the artist of the sticker. I have a vague idea I know who they are, but not confident enough to tell you. These were gifts from Chris over at L&M. She was very, very graciously gifted me this one, and I thought it's too stunning to throw in a book page. It needs to be on the cover of something that I get to see for 5 years. So that's why it's there. First page, I have the 5-year title with some decoration that I did, a funny meme, which is a Didst Thou Miss Me? It's a quote from the Sherlock Holmes TV show of Moriarty in the like old medieval tapestry style. I find a lot of these and I find them all very, very funny, but this one's one of my favorites. And another little decoration here, just so I don't like blank pages. They weird me out. So I needed to have a little bit of decoration. And again, I just do a little couple of lines every single day. I know for the 5-year portion, I have at least 5 lines in this little grid section where have I got glue on here? To use up if I need to. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, because not every day is packed full of memory or packed full of something that I feel like I need to write down. But I love it. I really, really have been enjoying this. And I do genuinely hope that I can keep up with it for the next 5 years. And that is my 5-year journal. Next we have my Black Passport Travelers Company notebook. I have a chiffon ribbon on the spine, some charms here. This was a gift from Camille. This was a gift from my friend Sarah. This is a yen coin, and this is an Our Studio band charm. I stamp all of my traveler's notebooks. I can't help it. I have to. I don't like them blank in any way. If you take, it weirds me out. I like to customize, I like to customize everything. So that is why I have some stamps here. If you are super curious, because I always get this question, it is always written in my descriptions below, but if you're curious, do I have it on deck? I do. This is the ink that I use for stamping. This was the first one I stamped, I think. No, it would have been my brown. That's put away somewhere. This is years old. And again, I'm a big scratcher. I like a good scratched up one. It's held up relatively well, I thought. So for longevity, this is amazing. This is what I use. Just to get that out of the way, because I know I'll have that question. Yes, so in this is what I carry around with me every single day. I put it in my backpack when I go out. It sits on my desk always. It is my companion, my go-to guy. So I have a craft folder first up. Something I have noticed, and it does irk me a smidgen, the darker covers, so like this one, the blue is a big culprit as well. A little bit the brown, not as much as the black and blue that I've noticed. The dye does rub off on your folders, which can annoy some people. I don't mind too much. I really like when things look really lived in, and that includes dirt sometimes. But that can be a bit annoying. So just be aware of that when you are putting light covers next to your the darker covers of Traveler's Notebook specifically. I don't have any other of these leather ones, so this has just been my experience. In here we have random stickers. I don't know why I've got these stickers in here, but they're in here. I've got some date stickers that I made and some Plan by Jyla tracking stickers. Where is the Instagram one? I have an Instagram one as well. I don't know where that's gone. Oh, maybe I've put it away somewhere? Weird. Anyway, the first notebook that I have is a undated weekly insert from Traveler's Notebook. I did used to plan in my take a note, my A6 take a note. This has been my go-to planner for the past year and a half. It was my favorite thing last year. I planned a lot in my planner last year. I really, really, really love it. And I still stand by it's my favorite planner. However, this year has thrown a couple of curveballs to me and my family. So I haven't been able to really, I don't know, effectively plan, I guess. Like a lot of it, I've had a lot of sort of weeks and months where I can't plan too far ahead because I genuinely don't know what's going to happen the next day. I didn't have any sort of good solid routine. So, yay, health issues. But, yeah, so I haven't been planning it. I did not touch it, did not touch my take a note at all. The last couple of weeks, I've been feeling really restless. Things have sort of settled down. My son's got really good medication, so we're not having to go to the hospital all the time. We've got slowly kind of found normality again, but it's still a little bit hairy here and there, so I don't like to just dive right back into it. So I thought, hey, as a compromise, I'll start planning in my weekly. This was a daily log there for a little bit. I kind of wanted a daily log in here, but it just wasn't working. It wasn't big enough some days. I just really wanted a good, nice, big space. So I ended up going for this, and I love it. I have genuinely been really enjoying just the simplicity of it. Nothing has really changed from any other way that I plan. I still write check boxes and I tick it or cross it if I do it or don't do it. I put dot points for just random things that are happening throughout the week that I need to remember. I put my tracking stickers. As you can see, there's an Instagram sticker here for when I post it to Instagram. I will put a YouTube one here, hopefully, if I can edit this in time. Just things like that I like to do, and it's served its purpose really, really well. I have absolutely no qualms with this. It's done its job, and that's all it needs to do, because I don't like to plan very fancily, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not here trying to make it look absolutely stunning. It is a workhorse and will forever be a workhorse. I don't like blank pages, so I do decorate it very, very minimally. And I'm trying to use up a lot of the flower stickers that I have. I have a lot of peon and Freckles Tea floral stickers, and I'm kind of getting sick of them. Hot take, I guess. So I'm trying to get rid of them. Not get rid of them, just use them up so I can, not have to look at them all the time, because they sit in my sticker folder for months at a time because I just don't reach for them anymore. So I thought this was a good place to put them, since I'm not super invested in this, but I still like it to look pretty, and they're still gorgeous. They're still very beautiful. They're just not something that I care about at this very particular moment. So that is my planner. I have some extra double-sided sticky tape things in here for some reason. They don't make these anymore, and it makes me very sad. I have a painting from a pen pal. I have a monthly insert. I did try and do simple memory keeping. It died off. I did it last year, and I had a lot of fun with it in my take a note, but this year I just didn't care. This year I have so many other ways to keep memories. I just didn't think it was relevant anymore. But monthly, I know that monthly inserts are really, really handy for like future logging or just keeping track of future appointments. Again, I use an undated planner, so I don't often have it set up for when we have to do future projects or future events or anything like that. So these are just good. These are just handy to have with you at all times for those sort of things, which is why I keep mine around. I covered it in this music thing because it's a really offensive orange, and I don't like it. It's too much. So I needed something a bit tame. Now the last notebook in here is just a random notebook that I put lists in. I also let my kids draw in it if I'm trying to have a peaceful coffee at a cafe and they're bugging me. This will eventually get filled up. This is probably my third or fourth one. I always transfer my lists from one book to another to keep track of the books that I would like to buy in future, or even just lists in general. I will put in here. This one's relatively new, which is why it's pretty empty, but it will fill up with all sorts of scratching and quick notes and things like that for when I go shopping, because again, I carry this with me everywhere I go. And then I have a pencil board in here. I don't know why. I don't use pencil boards all that often, if ever, but it's in here. Maybe it's just a fun accessory. How about we slip it there? How cute. No, I hate that. No, thank you. That's it. That's how I use this one. That is my everyday carry, my go-to guy. Where are you? Is that how I have it? No, I don't know how I have it. It's tricky sometimes trying to figure out these things. It's this way, usually. There we go. There we have it. Ta-da. The last two, I'm going to talk about these together because they are sort of, I don't know, a pairing, I suppose. They were once upon a time the same journal, but I did split them. This is my A6. I cut a regular size down to an A6. I cut a regular size down to a personal. This is my personal journal. This is my lyrics journal or my music journal. They used to be one. So back in the day when I first started this channel, when I first started journaling and putting it out onto the internet, I would just have one book. I had my trusty little guy. I love this one. But I ended up splitting them because the more I gained, I guess, popularity, I have a couple more followers than normal. I realized that I really don't want people reading my personal thoughts. Seeing pictures of my kids was another really big thing, that sort of stuff. So I ended up splitting it so I could still be a presence on the internet, but still have a safe space for my personal ramblings and rantings and memories and things like that, especially as my kids get older. Kids show up a lot in journals when you have them. So that is why I've split them. It was a great decision. I thoroughly enjoy my music journal. It is really fun to do. I'll just touch on this one really quickly because it is the faster one to talk about. So this is, like I said before, a regular size. I'll show you what a regular size traveler's notebook looks like. Regular size, I cut it down. I hacked her up to the personal size, I think it's called. I have a lovely piece of ribbon that Camille gifted me. I have an Owls Studio, so as you can see, I've got two of the same, they look the same. Owls Studio band pen. This is a proper band charm. This one was a pin, but I liked the white. I've had this one for a really long time. This one's relatively new. I didn't buy this until earlier this year. But it was a pin, and I crushed the pin things down to make sort of loops. Now it's a charm. Delightful. A Belgian coin that Camille gifted me when she was in Belgium, and it's just so cute. It has a crown and an arch, and it has floral stuff. It's very pretty. I very much like this. A Hello Naya ceramic charm from a shop here in Australia. I was gifted this by another pen pal. I cannot remember the name of the shop. Is it Paper House something? I can't remember, but it's cute and I like it. And a pearl necklace, pendant, that's what they're called. A pearl pendant that my parents gave me for my 18th birthday. I don't wear it, but I think it matches the vibe of this. I think it's very lovely. This is also just a hunk of material that a pen pal gifted me randomly, and I really, really liked it on the blue. I think Camille did it first. She did. Camille did it first. I saw it, I'm like, I have the exact same piece of fabric. I'm going to steal that idea. And I ended up gluing it to the cover because I liked it so much. I think it's gorgeous. And I have another Travelers Company brass tag with another stamp. This is it. This is my music journal. I make the inserts myself. I use a variety of different papers, chuck them all in one, tie them all together, and then put more paper on the inside. So basically what I do is I call them sort of like more of like a playlist journal. I decorate pages. I really enjoy the art, I guess, or the process of putting decorations all over pages, and then I just write out the lyrics to the song that I'm listening to at the moment, which often coincides with with the song I've been listening to on the media log. Sometimes it will literally just be, oh, I'm decorating this page. What music am I listening to right this second? Oh, I'll just write the lyrics as they come out. That could be the entire process. So that's my music journal. This is all I do, and I love it. It's so much fun. It's cathartic. It's just it's very calming, and it's how I reset my brain a lot of the time. When I finish all the pages, I get my trusty typewriter out and I type out all of the names of the songs and the band / musician that sung it, you know, like how you usually write out what song it is. And I put it in an envelope on the back, so it's sort of like its own personal playlist at a glance. That's how I use this music journal. Just a quick sidebar, I switch between sizes for this particular journal because it is sort of like my main creative outlet when it comes to journaling. Passport is my favorite size of all the sizes. I really, really love working with it, but sometimes I need a break and I use my personal size. Sometimes I use my A6 as well. I have a brown A6 as well. But because I've been journaling a lot in this one, I don't feel the need to move into my A6 all that often, so I flick between these two often. I will be moving in to this one next because I have a Camille insert that she made me and I'm really excited to use it. So that'll be what I'll be using next. I also made this what do they call that? My own cover craft folder. I just made it out of some random cardstock that I had. I haven't got anything in it. This is really the first time I've really used this particular size, so I haven't had a chance to really stock it properly yet, or whatever. I slowly stock my craft folders and things like that. I don't preemptively do it. And this is a Love Soup sticker that I really like. And I thought No Thought Just Music is a perfect thing for a music journal. Perfect sticker for a music journal. Sensational. But that's it. That is my music journal. I will talk about my personal journal now. This is a regular size cut down to an A6. This is the Olive Travelers Company notebook. I have a charm here that was a pair of earrings from my sister's friend who does resin jewelry. She made these for me because I saw them and I thought they were really cute. I said, can you not make them into earrings, so just do the regular part without the earring section? And she was like, sure. And that's how I have that now. I have some yarn, some Avril yarn that I've got, and I just shoved on the edge. I like a little bit of spine decoration. It's nice. Another one of these Ours Journal, Ours Studio band charms, I guess. This is a yen coin, some ceramic charms from Camille. She sent me these, and a button from a dress that I no longer have, but I really liked the dress, and I thought the button matched the cover really nicely. This is one of the pen loops from the Hobonichi. Again, I don't like them. I cut them off. And I thought, again, it matched the vibe really nicely. So I sewed it. I actually sewed this one into the cover. And I think it looks kind of nice. And another Travelers Company brass tag thing. In here, I have a lovely cloth, I guess, folder that Camille made from it. I think she said it was a tea towel that she got from one of her travels, and I just felt so honored that she made it for me, and I love it. I haven't put anything in it yet because I really liked the way she decorated it when she gave it to me, and I can't bring myself to pull it apart yet. I just think it's so cute, so it's there for decoration at the moment, but I love it. I love it so very much. Another one of my inserts, I won't show you much into this one because it is my personal one. But again, I make these with the random papers that I have hanging around the house. I do like it. The back end of this, which does have more Camille mail, where she sends me film every now and then from her travels, and I cherish it. I like being a part of her world. It's really nice. And another gift from Camille. Basically, this channel is just me being in love with Camille, like 24/7, just so everyone knows. But this is a folder that she made me with a lot of decoration. She makes me these every now and then, and I like just having them around. Oh, maybe I should move this one. I'll move this one into here because I already have you there. I'm going to move you into here, I think. Let's do it. See? This is how this works. Are you not going to fit? Did I cut you too small? No! I will fix that. I'll fix that in post. But yeah, I like decorating my stuff with the things that Camille sends me because I just get obsessed with them and I think they're very sweet. I love it. I have a bunch of my own stickers because I like using my own stickers. They serve a purpose. This is a Faded Chronicles sticker sheet though. I don't remember who gave me that. I feel like Camille gave me this as well. It's really great because it's another Van Gogh. And Van Gogh, if you can't tell, is my favorite artist. So, here we have it. More stickers. Some more of these Starburst stickers. If you can't tell, they're everywhere because I love them. I've got this little envelope that's got a couple of the hydrangea, not stamps, petals that I press or Camille presses and sends to me. Somehow sneaks them through customs. I don't know how that happens. Some collages that Camille makes and gives me. Again, I say, this is a love letter to Camille at this point. I can't. Some more, the Ours. They're like the transfer stickers. I really like these. These are really, really nice. I wish I had 1,000 of them. And some some random pieces of paper that Chris sent me. That is the setup of this one. So how I use this particular book, you will sometimes see me setting this up on this channel. I do like to, when I daily log, I will set it up on camera just so I've got content that I don't have to think about. But this is my everything personal journal. I used to have a separate daily log. I used to have a separate life archives. I used to have a separate ranting journal. But then I remembered I want everything all in one place because everything is chronological, everything is a memory. It's good to see the progression of things. So I ended up just compiling them all back into one. So yeah, there are some days when I'm feeling extra moody and I will write 4 pages of me just ranting about life or rambling about joy, and I'll write and write and write. Other days I'm just doing my simple daily log. A daily log, if for those of you who don't know, is just simple logging. Like you sort of keep it open at your desk, and every sort of random thought that comes into your head, you'll write it down. Like, oh, I got the candlesticks today, how cool. Or, oh, I wasn't expecting that to arrive today, but isn't it excellent? Or Phil, what is my partner's name, said this really, really funny thing. And it doesn't necessarily need to be like long form memory keeping, but it's still a memory of that day. I really like using that on the days where I'm not necessarily super busy with events or tasks or things. It's just like a casual day and I want to remember the kind of cute little mundane in between moments. So I use that every now and then. There'll be obviously life archiving or memory logging days where it is we go to an event and I want to do a spiel about what the event was and what parts were really fun, what parts I didn't like, all that sort of stuff. The photos come out then, usually, like when we went to a market not long ago. The kids got really excited and bought a bunch of random toys, and I took photos of what we ate that day, and the kids got really excited about eating chips. So yeah, I took photos, and those will be the memory keeping days. So that's how I use this. This is my main happy spot. This is my main safe space. I do not share the finished pages at all. Because again, it's very, very personal. And back when I started doing this channel and started doing Instagram, I noticed myself censoring what I put into these books because I know somebody somewhere was going to read them. So that's why I split them into the music journal and the personal journal. Because back in the day, I used to do pages of music lyrics in between memory keeping. It was just a fun, again, something like, oh, nothing really happened today, but I want a journal. It was like the best way for me to get that sort of creative outburst out. And now I just have a completely dedicated book to it, and I really, really like it, and I really enjoy having that space. But I also really love having a space that is completely private and completely for me. And it has helped. It has helped a lot to sort of get emotions and things out without worrying about, you know, being perceived, I guess, heaven forbid. But that's it. That is my ecosystem of notebooks and journals and planners. That is what I use on a daily slash semi-daily way, I guess is the word I was kind of looking for. I hope you enjoy this video. I can't wait to watch the 1,000 more journal ecosystem videos that are coming my way. I love this sort of stuff. I hope you guys have a lovely week, and I'll see you next time. Bye!